Hello everybody, Chris here, and in this video we're going to be taking a brief look at Manjaro running on XFCE desktop version 16.08 for the Manjaro version. So this is basically your latest up-to-date version of Manjaro. Normally when I like to use Manjaro, I do go with OpenBox, but this version with XFCE is much more like a Windows desktop. So you can see we basically got the equivalent of a toolbar down here at the bottom. It's a little bit thin by default. We can open up the main menu and you can see it really is organized, like I mentioned, as Windows in a lot of ways. But I think I kind of prefer how it's categorized over here. So you can basically have your apps sorted into development, education, games, graphics, internet, multimedia, office, yada yada, which means if you click on any of these categories, it's going to filter your computer for basically your installed apps over here on the left. Notably, having Steam installed by default, that is pretty sweet. Normally you have to go ahead and install that outside of the default package, so that's good to have. Now, let's see, what is it running for its Office suite? Okay, good. It does have the whole Libreoffice thing going for it. And for the web browser, the default web browser is Firefox. So kind of if you've seen my Ubuntu videos, you know that LibreOffice plus Firefox is my basically browser and Office suite of choice, so that works out quite nicely for me. Now, one of the things I really do like about Manjaro overall, and I have for like years at this point, is kind of the overall UI design. So here we got like this nice gray, kind of a darker theme going for the OS, and that's kind of what I prefer. I don't really like all the light stuff, so if you don't like dark, this might not be for you, but if you do like dark and everything, then obviously it's going to have a good design going for you right off the bat. Now let's go ahead and open up Libreoffice Writer just so we can see it working inside of the OS. Yeah, once again, this is a virtual box instance of Manjaro, so it might be running a little bit slower. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much LibreOffice right there in a nutshell. Now, what I did kind of notice is that out of the box, it does have quite a few updates necessary, so you're going to want to run that for sure before you really get into your OS. I do have a complaint, though, about the sound system. So here you can easily switch between your different output channels, but if we go into the menu and find the Pulse Audio Controls, I think it's on, yeah, Multimedia. So let's open Pulse Audio Volume Controls. In this section here, you can't really see the current sounds going on for it. I believe, anyway. It doesn't look like it. Alright, let's actually test that a little bit. So let's see if system sounds are going to play if we go run something. So let's try youtube.com. and just open up a random video and see if it shows here. Okay, I actually take that back. It does show it. I was just misinformed there. So yeah, once again, this is more of a first impression video. So yeah, we're just kind of going along and checking it out as we see things going. Okay, one of the things that I do like from the OpenBox version of Manjaro is that you can right-click on the desktop and launch basically any application on your computer. And it looks like with the XFCE desktop, you have basically the same similar kind of instance going on here. You can launch your apps just like this as well, just like you could on OpenBox. I guess the idea behind OpenBox is that it's a bit lighter than your XFCE desktop, because that adds in basically the start menu, this over here where you have a launcher, and some other good stuff. So it's not like it's a bad thing or anything. Let's check out the mail reader. That's kind of important. Generally, I like Thunderbird, but let's see what it has going for it when that loads. Okay, sweet, Thunderbird. Yeah, Manjaro knows what I likes. What can I say? And other things for this. Let's see, accessories, if you're interested in that. Notably, in HP Device Manager, that's kind of interesting there, I guess, for printers and stuff like that. Development, so Qt Designer, that's if I recall, kind of for building specifically Linux-based apps. I could be wrong about that. That could be, you can probably do more than just that, but I think that's what it was specialized in. Steam, once again, very nice. GIMP pre-installed, also good to have. Favored image program of choice outside of Photoshop, but you don't have Photoshop on Linux, so that's the next best thing. Internet, Hex Chat, which I've never actually used, so we probably want to boot that up. Alright, let's go ahead and check out Hex Chat here. So you can set up a name, multiple choices of names, and go join an IRC network. So that's what it's got going on there. So it's basically group chat on some Linux nerd group chats. Okay, once again, Libreoffice, of course. And in system settings, Gparted. Of course, you want that there by default. I think actually Ubuntu doesn't have Gparted installed. It does have it on the CD, but you have to actually install Gparted, if I recall. So that can allow you to mess with partitions. And yeah, I guess pretty much everything else you can install by default. So I probably should have mentioned this at the start, but Manjaro is actually Arch Linux based. So if you want to install anything, you would do it kind of like this, pacman-s, and that means install. So this may be the command. Okay, you do have to type in sudo. But during the installer for Manjaro 16.08, you have the option of just ignoring having a root password. Okay, so you still have to do the sudo command if you are a user. Let's try... Well, let's see here. To use a session as root. su root. Okay, so when you, if you don't set a root password, then you just type in your regular password and that's how you log in. And now I'm working as root within the system, so I could, I believe, just do a command like this, without having to type in the sudo command. So there you go, that's one difference between Manjaro/Arch and Ubuntu. The root account isn't locked by default, which has basically benefits and downsides to it. Downside, of course, being security. Alright, so one more complaint here, and I think that'll wrap it up for this kind of first impressions, taking a look at the OS video. These icons are too damn tiny. Let's see if we can actually change that by going to desktop. Okay, and icons. Okay, good. Icon size. That's what I want to see. And we can set that to 48, maybe like 64. Yeah, that's kind of a lot better. And is there a way to make them a little bit closer together? Probably somewhere, but I guess that'll do for now. Show thumbnails. Icon tooltips? Yeah. Okay, well, at least you can increase the size. That was one of my main complaints. What I would say is that with the design of these icons here, it's almost invisible meshed against this background. I mean, look, it's like green here, and then the home folder is green as well. A little bit of an issue, but of course you can just change your desktop background. So, make it, I don't know, flowers, something like that. What kind of Mount Fuji going on there, and that pretty much cleans it up immediately for you. So, newest version of Manjaro, overall thoughts, looking to be pretty dang solid. I do like Manjaro from the past. If I wasn't using Ubuntu, it probably would be Manjaro, so I hope this kind of gives you a good taste of the XFCE desktop running on Manjaro 16.08. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I've been Chris, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my future videos.